fundamental rights are not absolute in nature, they have certain restrictions. And a recent controversy has erupted which has brought the focus of the restrictions of the fundamental rights to the limelight. So recently what has happened is there is a controversy which is going on the social media, in which there are certain people, or you can say certain influencers, they have made some comments, and people who have seen these videos which are surfacing on the social media have found it to be very offensive, and there is a complete backlash which is going on as of now. And even the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has reacted to it. Now what comes to the news is that people have the fundamental rights, but are the fundamental rights absolute in nature, or do the fundamental rights also have certain restrictions associated with it? Article 19, that is the freedom of speech and expression. Can a person say whatever comes to the mind, or the person needs to have some filters or needs to have some restrictions when they utter anything from their mouth? So this is what the question is as of now, and this is what we will be discussing today. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the Article 19 of Indian Constitution, which deals with freedom of speech and expression. So let us first of all look at the timeline. First about the news, then the Article 19, then what are the reasonable restrictions with regard to the Article 19, and in the end a prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is Polity section, Fundamental Rights. As we move forward, Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now been shifted to Noida, and the offline batches, the admissions are open for the IAS GS Foundation course covering both prelims and mains. The English medium batch is starting from 17th of February, while the Hindi medium batch is starting from 21st of February. If you have any query, give us a call at 87501, and you can also download the Drishti Learning app. So, as I've just told you about what has happened, so the main focus for us is Article 19 comes to the spotlight, and the misuse of the free speech which is as of now happening. So recently the social media is both working as a bane and a boon for the people. So what becomes important is to understand that there are certain restrictions with regards to the fundamental rights. Now first of all, let us talk about the Article 19. So Article 19 stands for the right to freedom of speech and expression. So freedom of speech and expression for the people of India, for the citizens of India, that whatever they want to speak, they have the right to speak what comes to their mind and also to express themselves. Then Article 19, under the Article 19, there are 6 other forms of it. That is, Article 19A talks about freedom of speech and expression. Article 19B, to assemble peacefully and without arms. Article 19C, to form associations or unions. Article 19D, to move freely throughout the territory of India. Then Article 19E, to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. And then to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. So these 6 different forms, they constitute the Article 19. So do not think that Article 19 only talks about the freedom of speech and expression. Apart from freedom of speech and expression, assemble peacefully without arms, form associations or unions, move freely throughout the territory of India, reside and settle in any part of the territory of India, practice any profession or carry on any occupation, trade or business. Now with regard to Article 19(1), so there were 6 different forms of it, and then comes Article 19(2), which talks about the restrictions which are placed under the Article 19, that a person or a citizen of India has the right to speech and expression, but this freedom of speech and expression must be controlled when it comes to certain regards. Now what are these some points? So that is the restrictions on Article 19, that is freedom of speech and expression, is sovereignty and integrity of India. It means if the person is speaking something which is harming the sovereignty and integrity of India, then that needs to be controlled. Security of the state. It means that the confidential information must not pass outside the country, and also the borders of the country or the boundaries of the country remains stable and secure. Friendly relations with foreign states. So the neighbors of India or the foreign states with whom we share or India shares a good relationship, that needs to be kept in check. Then public order. A person should not say something which can disrupt the public order and can harm the public order. Then decency or morality. This needs to be maintained. Contempt of court. So any court of India, be it Supreme Court, High Court or the District Court, contempt of the court or the contempt of their orders must not be done. Then defamation and incitement to an offense. Then making a person say something or invoking a person to say something which is not right also comes under restrictions. So these are the few of the restrictions that a person needs to keep in mind while the freedom of speech and expression. If you enjoy something or a person is enjoying a right, then the person must also be aware about the restrictions that he or she needs to follow. So this is about the freedom of speech and expression. Then freedom of speech, as I just told you, it includes freedom of commercial advertisements, right against bandh called by a political party, freedom of silence. It does not include right to strike. So right to strike does not come under freedom of speech and expression. Then reasonable restrictions, sovereignty and integrity of India, and all these things we have just discussed. Now comes the next, that is freedom of assembly. Now freedom of assembly can be exercised on public land. It means public land. Private land, it should not be done. Freedom of assembly should be done on public land, and assembly must be peaceful and unarmed. It should not that people are assembling together and they are carrying arms which can harm people. So the reasonable restrictions for freedom of assembly is sovereignty and integrity of India and public order. So if any assembly is taking place, that must not disrupt the public order. Then comes next, and that is freedom of association. So this includes the right to obtain recognition of the association is not a fundamental right, and then right to strike is also not a constitutional right. Then right to form political parties, companies and organizations. So freedom of association includes right to form political parties, companies and organizations, and it also has certain restrictions, that is sovereignty and integrity of India, public order and morality. So be very clear with regard to the restrictions, because there are few restrictions which are common, but there are different restrictions under every single aspect of the Article 19. Then to move freely throughout the territory of India, it includes that citizens have the freedom to travel within the country, to reside in any part of India, and also to settle in any place of their choice. Now imagine a person, if we will take the example of the national capital, that is Delhi. So people who are residing in Delhi, they are not all people who have the voting rights in Delhi, or who are who are registered in the Electoral College of Delhi. So the people have come from different parts of India, maybe for work purpose or some other purpose, but so that is comes under that to move freely throughout the territory of India. That is, citizens have the right to travel within the country. So you can travel from one place to another place, to reside in any part of India and settle in any place of their choice. Restrictions, security, public order, or for protecting the interest of the scheduled tribes. So these are few of the restrictions. Then comes next, and that is freedom of residence. So freedom of residence is in any part of the country. And comes the restrictions which is on the grounds of security, public order, or for protecting the interests of the scheduled tribes. Then comes next, and that is freedom of profession. So all citizens have the right to carry on any trade or profession or occupation of their choice, provided the trade or occupation is not illegal or immoral. Now every person has his or her different interests. So a person has the freedom to work on whichever occupation the person wants to work in. but the restriction is that that work should not be illegal or immoral in nature. So this is about the Article 19. So it becomes important to know that the restrictions is basically the focus of it, that if you have the freedom to speak and express yourself, then you must also realize that you cannot speak whatever comes to your mind. And then this point or this topic is also important from the prelims examination specifically, because we have seen that majority of the times 1 or 2 questions comes from the fundamental rights. So in the end, a prelims MCQ for you, and like always, you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this is a PYQ of the year 2018. Right to privacy. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following is in the Constitution of India correctly and appropriately imply the above statement? So this is with regard to the right to privacy. Article 14 and the provisions under the 42nd Amendment to the Constitution. Article 17 and the directive principles of state policy in the part 4. Article 21 and the freedom guaranteed in part 3. Or Article 24 and the provisions under the 44th Amendment to the Constitution. So these are 4 different options given to you, and you need to tell me in the comment section which one is the right option. So this is just an example. Instead of right to privacy, right to freedom of speech and expression can also be written in the question. So this is how the UPSC plays with the words. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.